Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jeff here, and I am making a video today about healing your digestion and some very useful tips on how to do that, because so many people got really bad digestion, and I think we all kind of know why. It's from the chemicals, it's from the food, it's from the water, it's from the poor lifestyle we've been living. But a lot of people are just stuck in a really bad place with their digestion. And being a dude who has had probably some of the worst digestive issues known to man, who has overcome them incredibly, I've learned a lot about it. And so I'm going to give you guys some really useful tips that you can implement in your everyday life to quickly get started on healing, whether you have bloating or indigestion or acid reflux, or you have inflammation somewhere in either your colon or your small intestines, or you're bleeding, or you have hemorrhoids. It's pretty much all the same thing. It all comes down to what we've been doing to destroy our body and what we can do to undestroy our body, okay? So obviously I'm here in Bali. I haven't even really updated you guys yet, but I've been living in Bali for the past 3 weeks. I moved here to Indonesia from Mexico, and I don't think we've even chatted really since I've gained any weight and since I've really been out of my fast. So obviously I've gained some weight and muscle, and I feel really damn good. I've put back on like 25 pounds since my second 19-day water fast that I did a few months ago. And so it's been incredible for me personally, the process of healing. And I'm in year 5, and I'm just seeing the biggest gains now with the implementation of juicing early on in my raw vegan detoxification career. Hundreds of days of juicing, and then moved into fasting. And it's just been phenomenal what's happened to me. And excuse me, I honestly feel like my story, like I should be all over the news. People should be interviewing me, and people like me, about how you reversed your chronic health issues that people said were unhealable. And because it's such a taboo topic, like nobody wants to discuss that you can actually heal yourself. I'm just some dude making reels and YouTube videos, so it's all good. But yeah, things are good. I'm like feeling super healthy and strong, and my body is rebounding so fast now. After the first fast, it took me so long to gain weight and muscle and feel healthy and strong. I felt good and clear, and my digestion was better, but I felt weak. It took me a long time to put muscle on, and so it's rebounding quick. I'm back to 5 pounds heavier now than I was when I started my fast for the second time. So man, like it's been really cool. So I'm here in Bali. I'm probably going to start making more content soon. I'm in a really good place to create, and I've brought a good environment for myself to have a conducive, more giving experience for people who are out there who are sick. Because that's kind of like why I started this channel, YouTube and Instagram, is just for one, I wanted to share what was going on with me and the things I was learning that were helping. And now that I'm like in pretty damn like nearly perfect health, not perfect by any means, but I'm like getting closer. I have a lot more to give and a lot more energy to teach and to give back to people than I did early on, So we'll get down to the point. The number one first thing we got to understand when you're trying to heal your digestion is you got to understand why you have bad digestion. And so the main 2 things that I believe that are really adding to the breakdown of the digestive tract and the microbiome, the gut microbiome, is the chemicals. Even more so than the animal products, it's the chemicals we're eating. They're synthetic. They're so goddamn toxic that it's literally destroying our entire body, and it's wiping out the population of gut bacteria that we need to be able to break down and utilize and absorb our food. And so we have to dechemicalize our life. We have to understand that tap water is toxic. Most of the air we breathe, especially if you're in a city, is complete poison. And most of the food that people are eating, 60+% of Americans are obese. So obviously we're doing something majorly freaking wrong, you guys. And so, dechemicalize your life. We have to understand that we are living in disharmony. The reason I moved to the tropics is because I wanted to get closer back to nature, like living closer to outside air, living in a de-air conditioned and heated house that has more open windows in nature. Right now I'm staring in my backyard and there's a rice field there and there's like palm trees and coconuts and just all these tropical plants, and the air is fresh. And so we got to return back to that type of lifestyle. And so, you know, kind of for me, the step one in really improving your digestion is to stop consuming chemicals. Like, chemicals are destroying your gut. They're killing your body. It's anti-life. Chemicals disrupt nature. So, you know, whether it be the fast food you're eating or the processed food you're eating or the chemicals you're using on your skin or your deodorant or your moisturizers or your soap, if they're full of chemicals, you're consuming them. It's going inside your body, whether it be through the skin, the lungs, or your digestion. It's breaking down your body. It's causing your body to disrupt itself. And so you got to cut that stuff out. So it's like, cut out fast food, cut out the cooked oils and the synthetic products that you're having. If you're going to the grocery store and you're buying things with ingredients on it and it's got more than one ingredient, chances are it's probably not healthy for you. So because chemicals are pretty much the main thing that's destroying us, you know, there is a way to reverse the damage we've done in many circumstances from chemicals. And so obviously, when I say chemicals, I don't mean just what we're eating, what we're breathing. I mean these things. These are probably number one. I'm not even going to say the word because I don't want to get my channel jammed out. But dude, these things, there's nothing healthy about them. They don't save nothing. They don't cure nothing. It doesn't stop you from getting no infection or germ. It's 100% BS. So get those things out of your life. Get them out of your kid's life. Do some research. Do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Get these things out. Anything that's got a chemical, anything that's got an ingredient that's not natural, get it out of your life. So moving forward, second best thing you can do is to rest digestively and physically. Now, when I talk about rest, what I really am trying to get at is we need to move from eating food that is hard to digest to easy to digest food that can give our body rest and time to detoxify, cleanse, and repair and regenerate its own tissues. So it can allow its, you know, natural symbiotic state of the immune system to do what it was designed naturally to do, which is to eliminate what is unnatural in the body. And most people don't like to hear this, but the number one tool is fasting. I think we have lost the main ingredient in survival as a human, which is fasting. But a step down from that is to start eating easier to digest foods. Anything that is heavy in protein, that's heavy in fat, and that's heavy in chemicals, that's been super heat treated, super ultra processed, is going to be harder to digest. So your digestion is going to spend more time on breaking that down than it is on regenerating and eliminating the waste that's inside of you that's causing your digestive tract to not function. So many people are bloated. So many people have acid reflux. So many people aren't utilizing and absorbing their nutrients. So they're either fat or they're either skinny and they're not super healthy. They're not getting what they're eating. And so we need to move to foods that are easier to digest. You can do that by shifting from the animal-rich foods and even the processed vegan foods, which are total crap too. I'm a vegan, but if it were to come down to health-wise eating a tofu burger or a chicken, health-wise, I would take the chicken any day. And most vegans aren't going to like to hear that, but the chicken is going to be healthier for you. It doesn't have chemicals in it. The tofu and the processed fast food vegan burger is going to be way more destructive to your body than a clean meat. I'm not at any means telling people I'm going to eat animal products ever. Like, I'm not going to do that, but what I'm saying is that the chemicals are really the problem, because chemicals are hard to break down. And a step down from the chemicals is the harder to digest protein. So the animal products, the meats, the cheese, the dairies, the eggs, it's all super hard for your body to break down as a human. I'm saying as a human, most people don't understand that. Like, yeah, you can eat meat and you can eat eggs and cheese, but is it easy on your body? Is it easy to break it down, digest it, and extract the nutrition that your body needs? Because it's not really about the type of food, it's about what's in the food. And what's in the food is energy, nutrients, enzymes, minerals. And when we can easily take that stuff out from the whole food in an easy way that doesn't disrupt anything, that doesn't leave anything behind, as acidic waste, toxins, mucus, then that gives our body more energy to do what it was designed to do, which is to repair and regenerate. And so it's all about shifting energies. That's what food is. It's energy, you know, and that's what the human life is. It's just an energy. And so if you can manifest in your body the ability to get nutrition in an easy way by switching your diet, obviously, if you've been following me, it's the fruits mainly, but you can even shift to like quinoa and some lightly steamed vegetables. That's like such a good start. Even if you go from meat and eggs and cheese and processed food and packages and noodles and mac and cheese, and you just go to like a paleo style diet that's like clean meats, fruits and vegetables and whole foods, you're gonna get a lot healthier, because you're gonna get the harder to digest, more unnatural stuff out of your life. And so moving in the direction to like eating a fruitarian-based diet, which is our naturally designed fuel source. Like people say you're going to be skinny forever if you eat fruit. Well, I gained 25 pounds in the past 3 months eating fruit, so it's 100% lie, and I'm still gaining weight. You know, now it's about activity, and so it's like getting the toxins out, getting the chemicals out, eating easier to digest foods. And the next step from easier to digest foods would be moving towards the more liquid type foods. So most of us have been eating potato chips and cooked food our entire lives. Even if you haven't been eating ultra processed foods like myself, which is why I became chronically sick, you've been eating cooked food. And what is cooked food? Cooked food is dehydrated food. So we've been dehydrating the crap out of ourselves. So we need to move to a more hydrating diet, a hydrating lifestyle. So we need to move away from cooked food to raw food that has real, living, structured, mineral-rich water inside of it. That's why I eat a living food diet, because it is unprocessed, because it still has the water inside. The water is the most important part of our diet. So we need to eat foods like watermelon and papaya and mangoes and pineapples and sour sops and grapes, apples, oranges, any food that has like I'd say 82 to 89% and above water-rich content. You need to start moving towards that direction. Bananas are okay. They're a little bit, obviously lower in water than things like watermelon and papaya, but we need to move to food that has the water in it, so we don't have to try to make up for the lack of water in our food with water in a glass jar. Drinking water is an unnatural habit for humans. Okay? We should be getting our water from our food, but until you're super healthy, you have to be eating super hydrating, water-rich fruits, and you have to be drinking water. So that's the next big tool, is drinking enough water to rehydrate your body. A lot of people don't realize this, but if you eat processed crap for decades, you will have anywhere from 5 to 20 pounds of accumulated crap stuck in your gut wall. Okay, like I'm living proof. I've seen it come out of me. I've seen mucoid plaque. It does exist. It is real. Some people who have never really done long fasting, whether it be months of juice cleansing or 2 to 3 to 4, 5 week water fasting, they're never going to believe in this stuff because they've never seen it personally. But somebody who's been deep in the drink of this journey, like I've seen it. It's real. It's come out in nearly pounds after my long water fast. So we need to rehydrate our body to eliminate this stuff. Without hydration, your body's not going to be able to release this already dry, plaquey, nasty stuff that's stuck inside your tissues, and especially in your intestines, acting as just like a biscuit, come on, y'all. Imagine taking a bunch of rice and squishing it into a ball and chucking it at the wall and watching it. What's going to happen? It's going to sit there, and it's probably going to be there in 4 years. Imagine taking mangoes, squishing them up, throwing it in a ball, throwing it up against the wall. What's going to happen? It's going to slide down. The ants are going to eat it. It's going to decompose, and it's going to turn into nothing. It might have a little smear there, but it's not going to be stuck on the wall. Imagine eating that rice or those processed foods that are like that every single day. That's what's stuck in your colon, yo. It's like all the sticky, glutinous breads and pastas and all that stuff is stuck in your colon, and it's not doing your body any good. So we need to start rehydrating with the food. We need to next thing is going to be drinking water. If you haven't really done it, I would say, people aren't really even going to like to hear this, but I don't really give a crap. If you haven't done at least 3 or 4 water fasts, long water fasts, even juice feasting, it's like so great for most people, but if you got deep chronic illness, if you haven't done at least 3 long water fasts, you are dehydrated. Guaranteed. Check your hydration levels, get it in bioimpedance scale, stand on it, check it. I guarantee your hydration levels are very low. you need to be drinking water if you're still unhydrated. Until then, until you've done long juice feasting or long water fasting, a bunch of this stuff in your detoxification journey, you're going to need to drink water daily. So my recommendation is to drink anywhere from 2 to 4 liters on top of your hydrating diet already. This is going to allow your body to rehydrate all this foreign matter and this crap and this toxic waste in your body, and it'll allow it to push it out. And to maintain a hydrating level, because in order to maintain the blood pressure ratio that's going to be beneficial for you to operate really perfectly, you need water. That's the point. Water builds blood, and blood is one of the most important things. In order to have a perfect filtration system in your body, you have to have a good blood pressure. In order to have good blood pressure, you have to be hydrated, okay? So with all of those are like the main things. But the most important thing, the thing that nobody really wants to talk about is the fasting. It's the rest. It's not so much about what you add to your diet, but it's about what you take away from your diet. So unfortunately, everybody's been living this gluttonous life. We can't control our habits. We can't control our addictions to food, to porn, to TV, to music, to podcasts, to partying, to women. Just all of that stuff. We've been out of control, and so the first thing we need to relearn how to do, really is like learning to control our own appetite. And so fasting is the tool. You know, I consider juice feasting a type of fasting. It's not fasting at all, but it's a type. It's getting closer to the natural evolution of healing, which is just complete rest. And so we got to stop eating. It's much more important, like I said, about what you don't eat than what you do eat. So you might try to heal yourself for 10 years on eating apples, and you might find that you don't really get to where you're trying to go because you're still consuming. Your body is telling you that, yeah, you're eating, but you're actually starving. You're starving because you already have everything in your body that you need. And what you need is to just rest and chill. And you need to give your digestive tract a break. So that's going to be the biggest number one tool for you, is if you have digestive issues, is to give your digestion a break from digesting. Does that make sense? Obviously it should, because it's the most important tool right here. If your digestion is continually having to work, how is it going to have any time? How is it going to have any energy to repair itself if it's constantly going? You know, if your car breaks down, what are you going to keep driving it while you try to fix it? No, you got to chill. You got to take it to the mechanic, you got to shut it off, you got to lift it up, you got to go to work, you got to fix it, you got to clean it, you got to refresh everything and wipe it down. And the same thing happens with the body. You got to rest, especially your digestive tract. It's so important. Most people who are pushing these like crazy complex food diets and these high fat diets for people that are skinny or for people that have really bad digestion, like in my opinion, they've obviously never fasted or done very long juice cleansing. Maybe they've done juice cleansing, but they've never water fasted. And so that's the key, is like give your intestines some break, go on the liquids. Number one, the juices, that's like where it's at. For most people, the juices are really going to help, because the juices are easy to digest, they're easy to break down, and it's very easy for your body to absorb that nutrition that's in the living food of a cucumber, you know, or of an apple or of a pineapple. That nutrition is easy on your body, it's easy on your digestion. It's going to give your gut more time to regenerate. And so that's pretty much the key, is like giving your digestive tract a break, whether it be for 2 days if you're in a flare, you know, like 3 days if you're having some major gut problems, or a month, or 3 months, or a month on water. Just start, you know, you got to play with this. My recommendation is for everyone to just bust out a week on juices. Start with green juice, drink 2 liters of green juice a day, and drink 2 to 3 liters of carrot, apple, ginger, or carrot, apple, beet, or whatever other fruit related juice you like. Try that out for a week, see how it feels, then go back to eating whatever you want, and just see the difference. You're going to notice, you know, you might obviously have some digestive issues still, because it might take you years to heal it, like it did me. But you're going to notice that your body's going to have way more energy to start eliminating. You'll probably notice, like, oh crap, I'm detoxing now. I'm going through the detoxification process. I'm starting to eliminate waste, mucus coming out, parasites and worms coming out your stool. You'll see mucus in your stool and mucus coming out your nose. You might notice this, but I kind of sound a little funky. I got a bit of a head cold, and it's because I've been overeating since I've been here. I've been eating tons of durian, and I've known this. I knew this would happen when I moved here, and I knew that it would hit a point where it caught up with me. And so I've been overeating durian a bunch since I've been here, and it caught up with me the past few days. I've had like mucus in my nose, and so I've been having to check myself and slow down and not eat durian and salad in the same day. And so I'm learning my lesson. Like, I knew that would happen. I knew that once that would hit, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna take a break for like, 5 days to a week and just slow down, like liquids and fruit. If you haven't already done a week on juice or a couple days on water, you got to do it. It's like step number one in healing any disease, whether it be cancer or just digestive related issues. So those are like the main things that will help anybody with digestive issues. You might run into some problems if you have gut dysbiosis or overgrowth of bacteria like SIBO, but that doesn't mean you should not do that. That means that it's going to be more difficult and may take more time because you're going to have some fermentation going on, which is just going to take longer. I had severe gnarly dysbiosis and SIBO, like worst of the worst. I'd eat anything 30 minutes later, I'd get super bloated and I'd either puke or just live in pain while that air pocket of fermentation went all the way through my gut. And so you just got to push through it. I recommend anybody who does have the like really bad antibiotic usage history, who probably has dysbiosis or SIBO, like that's what it comes from. It comes from eating the foods that are, animal products mostly have antibiotics in them. The inorganic produce, it's got antibiotics sprayed on it, so you're breaking down your gut. And so most people have that because of the antibiotic usage and the chemicals. And so in order to repopulate your gut microbiome, you gotta, for one, you have to give it a break, but for two, you have to give it easy nutrition like I just said. But the best way to do that, if you have the dysbiosis, is to give it greens. Cucumbers, celery, cilantro, and Granny Smith apple juice. That's what I pretty much reversed my SIBO on, and then once that went away, it was kind of like on. Then it was like focused on my body healing the Crohn's and the inflammation. But you need to get fruit for sure, but in the beginning of your SIBO healing journey, you might not be able to be comfortable with too much fruit, and so that's where you have to use the greens, because you need the nutrition and you need the water. And you do need sugar, but since your body's not able to metabolize it and is fermenting it, you got to be very careful with it. So it's like cucumber, celery, cilantro, green apple, lemon, lime, if you can tolerate those. That's a great juice. And you're still going to have to eat fruit because that's your fuel source. You're going to be in more pain. It's going to be bloated. It's going to take longer. And you just have to persevere and push through that. So to me, those are kind of the main things that have helped me in my life. So many other people that I've talked to or worked with to heal their gut. Whether it's, like I said, just some minor IBS issues, like a little bit of bloating after they eat certain foods, or chronic ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease like I had. And so do all of these things combined, play with them, use them as a tool, and then pull back and see what's going on. Don't think that you can heal your gut in like a week. It's not going to happen. You have to realize that what you've done to your body is probably going to take months to years to heal yourself. And you shouldn't let that discourage you, because it's just part of the journey. If you spent decades destroying yourself, 3 to 5 years to rebuild your body, if you're 35, that's not that long. You're going to have the whole rest of your life to live and survive and be more in harmony with nature and understand the meaning of life in relationship to your symbiosis as a human on this planet, on this earth, that is not disconnected from nature. When we cook food, when we eat cooked food, when we eat animal products, we're disharmonizing ourselves from our design, from the divine one of what we're supposed to be doing to live in balance here on this planet. And so once you start fasting, man, like once you start going on juices and you have to sit with your feelings, you start realizing some of this stuff pretty deeply. And so once you can allow yourself to just sit with your feelings, then true magic happens. Once your stomach becomes empty and you have to start sitting with yourself and being in the pain and sitting with the pain and learning how to deal with it, learning how to be okay with discomfort, then that's when like the true magic of healing really starts happening. You might have some things pouring out. You might cry a lot. You might have some crazy emotional breakthroughs with yourself. And that's when you grow, like going through really shitty and really tough times is how you become a better, more grounded, more well-rounded human being that is better for everyone around you and for yourself. And so it's like try these things out, go through these practices, try the fasting, try the juicing, try the mono meals, try grapes for a week, try eating just oranges and lettuce. Just start trying things, but you really do have to understand that you can't expect to heal yourself if you're still eating birthday cake and going and having pizza on the weekends. If you got chronic illness, it's never going to happen. It's more important about what you take out of your diet than what you put in. And so step one is eliminating the crap. Get the crap out of your life. Get the processed food out of your life. If you don't want to go vegan, that's fine. Just get the chemicals away from you and your family and your kids. Just get them out. And then just start rehydrating. Those are like really the most important things. Hydrate with the food, hydrate with the water, get sleep. And then before you know it, like 3-6 months will pass, you'll be like, dang, my digestion's a little bit better. Or it might be like, oh, my digestion's healed. It kind of really depends on the person, So that's all I got. I think those are some really crucial steps in you and your process and your healing journey. And if you try those out, I guarantee you'll have improvements. You might not heal totally in 3 months, but you'll definitely see improvements. And if you just keep going, you're just gonna keep going. Your health is just gonna improve and improve and improve. And if you would have seen me at the start of my journey compared to where I'm at now with my physical health and my mental clarity, you'd be like, wow, man, this dude has literally just lived through a miracle, and he's scraped his sad butt off of a junkyard floor, and now he's like sitting at higher elevated levels of life with a lot of mental clarity and passion and drive that probably wasn't possible to go in the direction of Western medicine or chemicals or surgery or immunosuppressant drugs like they're just chucking at everybody, or antibiotics or steroids. It's like that path would not have been possible. I would have been bedridden, dead, and probably very depressed human. So this stuff works. Trust me, you just got to stick with it. So I hope you guys learned something from this video, and have a great day. I will see you next time. Peace.